So far, we have used Python's built-in modules like math, random, and datetime. But Python also allows us to create our own modules. A module is simply a Python file, a .py file that contains Python code, functions, variables, or even classes. Once we write one Python file, we can import it into other programs just like we do with math or random. This makes our code organized, reusable, and easier to maintain, and it also gives us the opportunity to share it with others. So let's see how to create and use our own module in Google Colab. In Colab, we don't create files the same way as on our computer. Instead, we use the command write file to create a .py file. So let's create a module called mymath.py. We expect this file to contain two functions, one to add two numbers and one to subtract two numbers, plus a variable that stores the value of pi. myModule.py, and I would like it to have a function to add two numbers like a and b. Let's give it a name, a and b. Return a plus b, and the subtract function a and b, and return a minus b, and the variable like pi that contains the value of pi. So after writing this, Colab should say writing myModule.py, but you see that in my version it says overwriting myModule.py because I have already created this module, so it is overwriting the previous version. That means when you run this, it means that our module file has been created successfully in Colab's working directory. Now that we have created myModule.py, let's import it and use it. Here we expect to call the add function to add two numbers, call the subtract function to subtract one number from another, and access the variable pi to see its value. So first we need to import my module, then we would like to add two numbers like 2 plus 3 equals my module dot add 2 and 3. Another call for subtract, like let's this time give it 10 minus 4 equals my module dot subtract 10 and 4, and we would like to see the value of pi as well. My module dot pi. Let me run this. So the output is 2 plus 3, 5. For the second one, we get 10 minus 4, 6, and the value of pi is 3.14159. So sometimes we don't want the entire module. We just need only certain parts. So in this example, we expect to import only the add function and the pi constant and use them directly without typing my module dot each time. So let me create another code cell. So from my module import add pi and print result of add. Let's add 7 and 8 and print value of pi. Let's have pi. So let me run this. So for the first one we get result of add 15, and for the second one it prints the value of pi. So if a module name is line, we can give it a short nickname using as. So here we expect to import my module as So and call add and subtract to the alias So import my module as So you see that we give a short name to my module. This short name is we import this as and let me call the add function print 4 plus another number like 6 that equals. So instead of my module this time, I use its nickname add 4 and 6 and print 9 minus 5 equals. Again we use the nickname subtract 9 and 5. Let me run this. So for the first one we get 4 plus 6 10 and 9 minus 5 4. In Colab, if we edit the contents of my module.py by rerunning the write file cell, if I update this cell and rerun it, Python won't reload the change automatically. So after editing the module, we expect to run this command that I'm writing right now to reload the latest version. So by running this, Python should reload the module so we can use the updated code immediately without restarting the notebook. One problem in Colab is that files in the working directory are temporary. They disappear when the runtime restarts. To keep my module.py permanently, we expect to save it in Google Drive. So for that, we need to first mount Google Drive. So from Google Colab import drive, and let's mount it. Let me run this. So it says drive already mounted. So because I have done it already, and we want to save the file into drive. So this time we would like to save the file into drive. In a folder called collab modules. I have already created this folder in my drive. And I would like this file to have a function for adding two numbers like a, b, which returns a plus b, and another function for subtract, which returns a minus b. And we would also, after doing that, we can also add the folder to Python's pass and import. So import and import my module. After doing that, let's test it. Print, for example, use the add function 50 plus 70 that equals to my module dot add 50 and 70. Let's run this one first and then this one. So now the module is stored permanently in Google Drive and can be reused later. So always use .py as the file extension. Avoid naming your module after a built-in one. For example, mymath.py or random.py. It could help preventing conflicts. Use short, descriptive names like my module, utils, or geometry. Add a test block to your module. So what do I mean by that? So for example, if name testing add So we expect this code to run only when the file is executed directly, not when imported. So let's work on a practical example. Let's create another module called, for example, migrate or myutil this time, but this time with different functions. Let's create write file myutil.py. I would like a function for greeting, name, this return actually hello name, and another function like for to check whether a number is even or odd. So let me run this. It's writing myutil.py. So import myutil, print myutil dot greet Sarah. Another print function is for even, and this time myutil is even for another print for checking an odd value is 7 even, myutil dot is even and the value is 7, and let me run this. So for the first one we get hello Sarah, and is for even true, is 7 even, that's false. So to summarize, a module is a Python file, a .py file with reusable code. In Colab, we create it using write file and we give it a name. For example, we use mymodule.py in our example, or myutil.py. Import it with import mymodule, and save it to Google Drive to make it permanent. And with this, basically you have learned not only how to use Python's built-in modules, but also how to create, use, and manage your own in Colab.